Hey, safe to say I'm the biggest, the largest. Been stepping up since my mama stayed in them apartments. Regardless, my daddy told me keep the heat even when I'm in foreigns. I'm heartless, cause these niggas is hating on me just because I'm the biggest, the largest, the biggest, the largest. Been stepping up since my mama stayed in them apartments. Regardless, my daddy told me keep the heat even when I'm in foreigns. I'm heartless, cause these niggas is hating on me just because I'm the biggest, the largest, the biggest, the largest. Hey.
Day 2 at the Round Rock Classic. Later tonight, it's a battle of undefeated teams as Oklahoma takes on Oregon State. We begin with Minnesota and Virginia. Alongside Mike Harge, I'm Chris Majkowski. And Harge, let's start with the Golden Gophers. They competed. That's been the hallmark of their season. They're just unable to get those key runs late. Can't get over the hump in these close games.
Yeah, they came out hot right at the very beginning with the home run by Fitzgerald, but they just couldn't put those runs together. But they did make a run at the end and came up just a little bit short. As for Virginia, Coach O'Connor was a little bit disappointed in the effort yesterday. They faced an ace for Oklahoma, a really tough assignment, but hoping for more of an effort today from the Cavaliers. Yeah, you put that behind you and get back on the field, and you get another chance to go after it today. There's a reason why they're the number 2 team in the country, and now they get a chance to show it again. Virginia and Minnesota on day 2. Another chilly day here in Round Rock, Texas. Let's take a look at the starting lineups, beginning with Minnesota, the designated visiting team today. They'll get things started with Josh Fitzgerald, who had a leadoff homer in the opener yesterday. Then it's Landon Lozier at third base. Drew Berkland is the left fielder. Parker Knoll in center. Jake Elbery has the team leading average at .357. He plays first base. Then it's Easton Richter at second. Jack Spanier plays short. Chris Hokinson is the DH. And then Sam Hunt getting his first action of the season playing catcher for the Golden Gophers. Golden Gophers are looking to get the party started early, as they did yesterday, but continue it. You get out to a 1-0 lead, and then you try to find a way to bounce back. But the one thing that we've been able to talk about this baseball team is the competitive nature in which they play. They'll see Virginia starting pitcher Bryson Moore getting his second start of the season. Went on Saturday on opening weekend in Puerto Rico against Villanova. Lasted 5 2/3 innings, allowing just 1 run on 1 hit, throwing 62 pitches, 39 of those for strikes. You want to be able to establish the fastball, whether it's on the inside or the outside, and then set up your breaking ball. So we'll see exactly what he's able to do for his second start of the season. Minnesota, again, yesterday had to face Kyson Witherspoon, the Oklahoma ace, who just got better as the day went on, Harji, and talked to him yesterday after the game and asked, what was that mindset after giving up the leadoff home run to Fitzgerald? He said, okay, you got one, but you're not getting any more. Right, and he was able to shut them down. And now that's the beautiful thing about baseball. You get a chance to come back, get a new pitcher, get a new chance to redeem yourself, and see what happens. They're definitely ready to get this game going. Witherspoon ended up going 7 innings in that game, allowing just the 1 run, that leadoff homer from Fitzgerald, and then 2 more hits the rest of the way, striking out 12. He was bringing heat of about 92, 93 in those first couple innings, ran it all the way up to 96, 97 by the time he was done. Yeah, he finished strong, and we'll get a chance to talk about him and his brother a little bit later tonight. Underway with day 2 at the Round Rock Classic. First pitch originally scheduled for noon today, but with some rain in Round Rock this morning, need a little extra time to get the field ready to go. So 12:30 start time, a half an hour
later than expected. Fitzgerald trying to make it back-to-back days with homers to begin the offensive attack for the Gophers, but that one's well foul. Fitzgerald hitting .231 on the season. That home run yesterday was his first run batted in on the year. 1-1 missing low and away. And talking to Ty McDevitt, first-year head coach of Minnesota, about Fitzgerald, just loves how his leadoff hitter can find different ways to produce for this team, and he's only going to get better. You can make a lot of excuses if you're a Golden Gopher about coming out of the snowbank, but there really is a lot to that. You need reps. You need to see pitches from live arms like that as Moore registers the strikeout.
Yeah, he set him up with a couple breaking balls, a couple backdoor breaking balls, one that backed up on him, but then finished him off with a fastball away.
Take a look at the defense behind Moore, left to right in the outfield. Harrison Didowick, Aiden Teal, and James Nunnally. In the infield, it's Jackson Seroy, Eric Becker, Henry Godbout, and Henry Ford. Trey Wells, the backstop for Moore. First pitch to Lozier, in there for a strike. Landon Lozier got his first playing time of the season yesterday. Came on as a defensive replacement. 1-1. Stayed in and got a hit in his 1AB. And today gets the start. His one and only at bat of the season so far, Harji. So you love that big 1,000 batting average next to your name to start the day.
Yeah, those don't last very long, so you got to enjoy it. So big you can't even put it up on the scoreboard.
2-2 into left field. Didowick under it easily. Yeah, can't handle 4 digits out there. He just got all zeros. It's not fair, but now it's down to 500.
He'll be able to get it up there this time. One of the things, too, you come back out here and you're getting a pitcher that has been around the plate. You know he's going to throw some strikes. So as a hitter, you go up there and you try to be aggressive. You saw Fitzgerald pull the ball down the line. That means he was locked in, ready to go. And now you'll get a chance as the game goes on to find out what type of pitches and what is the setup.
This is Drew Birkland. Big message from Coach McDevitt coming into the day. Just keep doing what we do as Gophers, but clean up the little stuff. But there's really nothing he doesn't like about this team. Quality group of young men who are fighting with every pitch. 0-2 with 2 out. Missing. Bryson Moore bringing fastballs consistently at 90 miles per hour here in this opening frame. The 1-2 offering to Birkland. Got him to swing and miss on the slider to close out the top of the first. A 1-2-3 frame for Bryson Moore. Virginia coming to bat.
Make it, do it, makes us harder, better, faster, stronger. Rolling, power, never, ever, after, work it, over. Harder, better, faster, stronger. Work it harder, make it better, do it faster, makes us stronger. Than ever, power, after, work is never.
Round Rock Classic is presented by Peak Events, home of the best outside of Omaha. Follow peak.events on social media and use that hashtag best outside of Omaha when talking about the Classic. Starting lineup for Virginia features Eric Becker as the leadoff hitter, the shortstop for the Cavaliers. Then it's Henry Godbout at second base. Chris Arroyo is at the DH spot today. He delivered a 2-run single on Friday. He'll be followed by big hitting Henry Ford, the first baseman. Aiden Teal is in center. Harrison Didowick is in left. Trey Wells, the catcher today, getting his first playing time of the season. Then it's James Nunnally in right and Jackson Seroy at third base. All to face Kyle Remington on the bump for Minnesota, making his second appearance of the season. Last Saturday against Houston went 4 2/3, allowing 2 earned runs on 4 hits. He struck out 4 and walked 3. Gophers dropped that game 4-2. Minnesota won the opener against Houston, lost the next 2 against the Cougars, and then dropped the opener of the Classic yesterday against Oklahoma.
He's got a good life on his 4-seam fastball. Got some movement downward.
One, 2. Missing high to Becker.
Looks like he's rearing back and just letting it go. Love Virginia's uniforms today, by the way.
Yeah, if we can get a good close-up to see some patriotic touches to them. Josh Fitzgerald brings that one in right, gives us a chance to set the Minnesota defensive order. Fitzgerald in right, Parker Knoll in center, and Drew Birkland is in left in the outfield for the Golden Gophers. Then around the infield from right to left, you've got Jake Elbery at first, Easton Richter at second, Jack Spanier at short, Landon Lozier manning the hot corner. Sam Hunt behind the plate for the first time this season. First pitch to Henry Godbout, a slider away. Virginia with those inlaid stars and stripes across the front on the script. Spanier slides to make the stop. That's all he can do. Infield single for Godbout.
You know, it looked like he was going to be able to get to the ball, and he did get to the ball, but he was playing so far in the hole that ball is a normal routine base hit, and I think we saw that last night on another ball that was hit by this batter and being able to get to that point. Godbout had 2 hits like that in this series already.
You can get a good look at it there. The stars and stripes on the Virginia script on the front. On the back, you'll see this a similar effect with the numbers and the American flag above the numbers on the backside. There you go. Number 2 on the back of Godbout. 0-1 pitch coming to Chris Arroyo. Popped up. 3 different Gophers giving chase. It's the left fielder Birkland who comes on to make the grab. 2 down for the Cavaliers, and Henry Ford stepping in.
First baseman, number 9, Henry Ford.
Big swing right there by Arroyo. It looked like he saw it well, but just opened up a little bit too quick. That's another one of those pitches that when you go back and you watch it on film, you're going to be like, how did I miss that?
Henry Ford last year setting a freshman record for home runs at Virginia with 17. Also 69 runs batted in. Hit .336 which led to him being named a preseason second-team All-American. Hitting in the cleanup spot for Virginia.
You know, those numbers are impressive as a freshman, but they're also impressive as anyone. For someone to come out and have that kind of impact right away, it's very, very impressive. And that's why he's getting the accolades that he did.
0-2 coming. Spanier booted it for a moment, but recovered the ball and delivered it to Elbery at first. An infield single for Henry Godbout, all that Virginia could muster in the bottom of the first inning. Through one complete, we are scoreless in Game 3 of the Round Rock Classic.
To make a concerted effort that when you walk through these doors and when you walk through Dan Wilson Walkway, we're in it. We're in it. At the end of the day, this is big time college athletics, all right? And you guys are going to be treated like professionals.
Call me Bucky, lucky that I'm innocent. If I didn't have no morals, I'd be menacing. How about niggas rapping conscious but he ignorant? How he from the hood but still gon' go legitimate? How he fuck a bunch of but they still respect the women? He still rolling this another. He just got the windows tinted. Homie stabbed me in the back and that can never be forgiven. And my fine been itching, man, I like your superstition.
D1Baseball.com proud to bring you the Round Rock Classic. No one covers college baseball like D1 Baseball. Covering every game from coast to coast, D1 Baseball is the resource that no college baseball fan can be without. D1Baseball.com, the exclusive streaming home for the peak events tournaments this season here in Round Rock and in Jacksonville this weekend, where Ohio State is facing Coastal Carolina in the first game of the day. Take a live look in with the Buckeyes leading the shots 5-2, bottom of the sixth. Darren Vaught and Jack DeLongchamp on the call. They have it a little bit warmer.
Just a little bit.
I hadn't checked the temps, but everybody's in short sleeves. Maybe a couple of hoodies there in the stands.
Very few. Very few, and that's probably in the shade.
First pitch to Parker Knoll.
Or it's a teenager, or it's a teenager that decides it's 1,000 degrees outside and I still want to wear my hoodie. I got one of those.
Has warmed up just slightly here for day 2. We had first pitch at 36 degrees yesterday. It's 38 to start this one.
Balmy 38.
Should get up to a downright hot 41 by mid-afternoon. Godbout unable to bring that one in. Parker Knoll is aboard to begin the second.
The ball was kind of weird coming off the bat. It almost looked like he cupped it off the end of the bat, and the way it spun made Godbout look awkward going towards that bag. Going towards, that hole over there. Interesting. I would love to talk to him about that and find out what exactly happened on that one.
Here's a look at the temps here today. And yeah, Jacksonville has a little bit better than us, at least in the weather category. 62 there right now. Not exactly head to the beach and get a tan weather. Still pretty good for February baseball. This is Jake Elbery. Leads the Gophers with a .357 batting average. And next week, peak events has 2 more tournaments. Harji and I will be in Frisco, Texas, at the home of the Rough Riders. And Mike Rooney and Mike Farron will be in Vegas, where A couple of Texas teams will join them as the Texas Longhorns and the Texas Tech Red Raiders are part of the events at Las Vegas Ballpark this season.
Two teams that have a long history of playing against each other throughout their years. Southwest Conference, Big 12 Conference.
Minnesota's Big Ten rivals, a couple of them will also be there. Illinois and newbie Washington. Didewick with the first out of the inning. That's his second put out of the day and left. In Frisco next week, it'll be the LSU Tigers. Nebraska, Kansas State, and Sam Houston filling out the field in Frisco. Coach Jay Johnson broke the news of that 2025 Frisco Classic trip here in Round Rock as Moore lost his footing, and that'll be a balk, allowing Knoll to advance.
Yeah, that's unfortunate right there. Looked like he got himself tied up and thought, oh, well. And it has got a little drizzle coming down from the sky, so I'm wondering if it's a little slick on the mound. I was watching the bottom of his shoes. It looked like there's some mud on there as well.
A pretty constant drizzle throughout the morning here. It let up completely for about an hour and a half, 2 hours. All the concrete in the stadium still wet. They had the tarp on the field this morning. Brought it off about an hour before first pitch. Throw down to second. Knoll dives in safely.
Nice throw from Wells to make Knowles get back quickly.
Wells behind the plate for the first time this season. Big swing on 1-1 pitch. Moore bringing an 87-mile-per-hour fastball there.
You know what we've noticed so far this weekend is a lot of guys chasing that high fastball. Looks so enticing.
Well inside. And that's really the case from elementary school all the way up through your retirement as a baseball player. It's hard to lay off the high heat.
Looks so good, though. It looks so good.
2-2. Fouled back. Off the awning of the press box and back down into the crowd. Again, the 2-2 with one out and a runner on second. Never dribbles down the first baseline into foul territory. Hargy and I are out in the elements, as are all of our crew members here at Dell Diamond. The windows must remain open in our press box. There is no option for sitting in a heated room. 2-2 pitch to the right side. Brought in by Ford and flip over to Moore for the second out. Allows Knoll to advance to third.
Perfect execution of the pitcher getting over. Ball to the right side. No hesitation. Got right over there. Routine ground ball. But that just goes to show you the fundamentals of the game. Right side, get over.
Everybody braving the elements down next to the Virginia dugout. Nice covering, helping to avoid some of the wind. We had some 8, 10-mile-per-hour winds throughout the day yesterday. Into center, Teal slides to make the grab in center to retire Jack Spanier and end the top of the second.
What a great play, great jump. That's what you got to see. Anticipation is perfect. Comes running through, perfect slide. Dun-dun-dun, dun-dun-dun.
In the pants, a little wet today in Round Rock, heading to the bottom of the second at the Round Rock Classic.
Ran up out of Lux and that's up the highest metric. The city just made it sweet, you could diabetic. They mouths were full of deceit, let these cowards tell it. Walk in New Orleans with the etiquette of LA yelling. Second bad, but somebody gotta do it. Got my foot up on the gas, but somebody gotta do it.
Round Rock Classic is presented by Karbach Brewing Company. Crafted for fun. Please drink responsibly. Chris Mykowski alongside Mike Harge. Call of the Round Rock Classic available exclusively on D1Baseball.com. So we know you did not stumble upon this flipping channels today. It was intentional. You wanted to be here with us. We appreciate you coughing up the subscription fee and spending your time with the Gophers and the Cavaliers this morning into the afternoon. Yeah. Still the morning for our Mountain and Pacific time zone viewers.
Yeah, on the West Coast, it's kegs and eggs type of party.
0-1 pitch to Aiden Teal. Fouled back. Ryan O'Connor and talking about his Virginia ball club and looking at these first couple of weekends as Teal hits this one into right center. A diving Fitzgerald comes up with it. Josh Fitzgerald hit a leadoff homer yesterday for Minnesota, and today comes up with one of the best defensive efforts you'll see.
He also made a play like this yesterday coming in on the ball. So we're seeing a variety of plays made by Fitzgerald in right field. Diving to his right and being able to come up with that great jump in the gap to go get that baseball.
Leads to Harrison Didawick now for Virginia. Hard luck Cavaliers on that one. Ranging over in foul ground. Lozier able to bring it in as he falls to his behind.
Yeah, that was an interesting route right there by Lozier, but he was able to find it. Being able to keep his balance, he put his hand out, trying to find the wall, but didn't get close to it. Great play.
Trey Wells getting his first at bat of the season. Part of what O'Connor said in these first few weekends, still trying to see what the Cavaliers have. This group has been together for about 5 months competing against each other, but this is different. You want to get guys in and see what they're capable of, Harji.
Well, you've been going against each other for so long, get kind of tired of that. Then you get more competition, and you try to see how people's heart rates and how they react in certain situations. And take advantage of every opportunity that you get, because you don't know how many of these you're going to get.
Wells Played the last couple of seasons at Wayne State College in Division II. Now looking to prove himself as a D1 ball player. He led the Wildcats with 6 home runs and 48 runs batted in 2024. He went around, and Remington has his first strikeout of the day. A 1-2-3 inning for the Golden Gopher defense, as Wells is retired on the slider. Scoreless through 2 full innings at Dell Diamond.
Ran up out of luck soon as I up the highest metric. The city just made it sweet, you could diabetic. They mouths were full of deceit, let these cowards tell it. Walk in New Orleans with the etiquette of LA yelling. Second bad, but somebody gotta do it. Got my foot up on the gas, but somebody gotta do it.
Stay up to date with the Round Rock Classic all year round by following the tournament on social media. The handle is Karbach RRC. Also visit the website at karbachrrc.com. And yesterday we talked about it, Harji, but one of the key features of that website is the ability to donate to the Cystic Fibrosis Foundation. In the upper right-hand corner, you'll see a link to donate. The Round Rock Classic and all of the peak events tournaments benefit the Cystic Fibrosis Foundation, have since day one of these events. So you have a way to donate, and you can participate in a silent auction for trips and autographed baseballs. Let's take a look at where the bidding is.
Yes.
Now on all of those items.
I need to see where your money is right now.
I'm biding my time. I'm gonna see what the best value is when we get close to the end of the weekend. Put my bids in. Chris Hokinson, Sam Hunt, and Josh Fitzgerald due to the plate for Minnesota. So one of the trips has been taken off the board, which makes me wonder if somebody put in the buy it now bid.
It has to be.
I'm not going to wait. This is what I want.
They heard us talking about it on the broadcast yesterday and decided to go over there and purchase it, which is awesome.
So you can still bid on a couple of different trips to Antigua and one to Barbados. The minimum bid is $250, and that's for a 10-night getaway.
Okay, so we were talking about this yesterday.
$25 a day there, Hardy.
But I was thinking about it a little bit more. I don't think either of our jobs would let us off for 10 straight days, number one. Number two.
I came down with a terrible illness. I know. I still can't make it back. No, I need to stay away. Hokinson draws leadoff walk.
So my thought is, can you break it up into 2 trips? Now, I don't know what the flights and reservations and everything else going to cost you.
That would be the biggest issue for me. I'm looking in the fine print, seeing if there's anything about consecutive nights. Here's Sam Hunt. First time he's been to the plate this year. Pops a bunt nearly into Harji's outstretched hand.
keep going downhill.
Pineapple Beach Club in Antigua. Just the name makes you think warm thoughts, doesn't it? 0-1 coming to Hunt after a check of Hokanson.
After this weekend, we all need some warm thoughts.
Well, the forecast looks more promising for Frisco next week, so I think we're going to be okay. Farron and Runes, I haven't checked Vegas, but I think they'll be fine too. Popped up, and Wells going back to make the catch in foul territory. One catcher retiring the other. Hunt can't lay down the bunt.
It's the little things, right? It's the fundamental part of it. Your team is trying to manufacture some runs and get guys in scoring position, and can't pop those up in that situation. Got to do everything you can to get it down on the ground and try to make the other team make plays in those situations.
Back to the top of the order for Josh Fitzgerald. They wanted a runner in scoring position with him coming to the plate. Gophers don't get it. Fitzgerald with a leadoff homer yesterday and a couple of defensive gems already on the weekend. D1 Baseball named him to the top 100 outfielders preseason list. He led Minnesota with a .360 batting average last season, which put him in top 10 in the Big Ten Conference. Still waiting on the 1-0. Hokanson's getting plenty of attention paid to him. Fitzgerald fouls that one off to the left side.
I like Fitzgerald's approach at the plate. Kind of spread out a little bit, short and compact, and trying to get pitches and elevate the pitches to make sure that his guys also are getting a chance to see every single pitch that the pitcher has. Perfect example of a leadoff hitter.
Fitzgerald pops this one in to center. Teal has to range over well to his left and makes the grab. I like how James Nunnally just stood there without even one iota of thought of moving to his right. He knew that that's Teal's ball, despite how far over it got.
I was literally watching him trying to figure out if he even saw the ball, because he did not move. Not even to talk to him to say, you got it. Wow.
Now Landon Lozier. Lozier flied out to left in the first. Only his second at bat of the season, as yesterday he produced a hit. Now his batting average does fit on the scoreboard.
Yep.
In left center, 500.
Leaked out just a little bit on that pitch.
You know, Harji, I stand corrected. Apparently, they don't change the batting average throughout the course of the game to adjust for the action today. They're just leaving it as the average going into the day, so still doesn't fit. Popped up beyond second base. Teal showing his range in the last two outs, went well to his left, and then this one brought him nearly all the way to the infield dirt. to retire Lozier. 2.5 innings complete in Round Rock, and we're scoreless.
Taco face. What triggers this unique expression? Cooking your meal as soon as you order with the freshest ingredients. Are you ready to discover your taco face? Taco Palenque, food in real time, no matter what.
Flavor of minor league baseball here for college games in Round Rock as the promotion staff from the Express take part in the fun this weekend. Not musical chairs, got musical donuts.
And if you're in Round Rock, you gotta love donuts.
That was one of the first things I was told, kind of a must-do here. And I headed downtown, my first trip to Round Rock for breakfast one day. There's also a downtown barbecue joint that I was told I couldn't miss. I can't remember the name of it off the top of my head, but that was part of my initial experience here 6 years ago. This is the 6th annual Round Rock Classic. It'll be James Nunnally, Jackson Seroy, and Eric Becker for Virginia. Nunnally and Seroy getting their first chances. That one nearly went into a radio booth.
I'm thinking it did, because it looks like it stayed up here. I'll have to go check on some people here in a minute.
Trying to remember the geography. Virginia this way, Minnesota that way, or vice versa? Virginia's this
no, Minnesota's to our left.
So that would have gone into the Gophers radio booth.
Right. And if not into the radio booth, into the press area where all the people that work for the event.
High fly into right center, brought in by Fitzgerald. Larry Little is front row down that direction. He is our official scorer, has been since day one of this event. If you have a complaint about a hit or an error call, you blame Larry.
Try to let him know.
It's Jackson Seroy. I haven't had the opportunity to sit in there with him because I'm in here with you, but when I did that work as an official scorer, I always looked around the room, and I didn't want it to be a dictatorship. All right, give me thumbs up, thumbs down, and took a majority opinion there from the media who was sitting nearby.
You know, when I have an opinion on these types of plays, I come from the player perspective, right? Like, there's certain plays that you expect guys to be able to make, especially at this level. So that's where my opinion, sometimes I always use that perspective.
1-2 pitch into left center. Birkland and Knoll. Parker Knoll coming on to make the grab for Minnesota.
What another outstanding. One thing that we have been blessed to see this weekend is some athletic plays by some great athletes. And that is another outstanding play in the outfield with the diving catch and a great jump on the pitch to be able to get to that ball by Parker Knowles.
That jersey is wet and dirty, but he does not care. One of the best catches of the weekend so far, and we have had some outstanding ones. We need to put together that sizzle reel on the web gems of the weekend. Back to the top of the order for the Cavaliers and Eric Becker. And just to mention the greatness of Larry Little, he does not stop with the basic fly out to left or fly out to center, fly out to right. He gets a lot more descriptive in his official scoring. You see Seroy flied out to center on our official stats, and right above that, a note, full out diving catch in the gap.
Gotta love it.
Need that kind of information. Big swing and a miss for Becker. 92-mile-per-hour heater from Remington, his second K of the day, and he's faced just one more than the minimum. One more look at Parker Knoll laying out in center field. Wow. Still scoreless in Round Rock. Stay up to date with everything happening in Round Rock. It's the sports capital of Texas, as this tournament is presented by the Round Rock Convention and Visitors Bureau. Go Round Rock. We love our time here in the city. A little chilly for our taste, of course, but that's the only things that the people in Round Rock and from Peak Events can't control. It's the weather and it's the play on the field. You bring in great teams, you give them every opportunity to make it a wonderful weekend, but then it's up to them to perform, and clearly all four of them have so far.
Yeah, some of those plays that we've been able to see, the pitching performance that we saw yesterday, the teams battling, it's been a lot of fun.
Drew Birkland, Parker Knoll, Jake Elbery, the heart of the Gopher batting order due to the plate. There is some wintry mix and freezing precipitation still in the forecast today. Hoping it holds off enough to allow us to play 2 full ball games here as Birkland rounds out to second. Chances are dwindling a bit, though. Nice to see, as I was looking at 20% chance of freezing rain this afternoon. I'm seeing that basically disappear, at least on this model.
And that's outstanding for all of us.
Question is who to trust. Earlier I was looking, that one's fouled back by Knoll, at the CBS Austin weather app, and it still has 30% shower chances throughout the rest of the afternoon, while weather.com has it at nearly nothing. So we're going to hope that the Weather Channel is right on this one, no matter how much we love our friends at CBS. 0-2 now to Knoll. Laid out for the best catch of the day so far in center, and delivered a single in the second, but was ultimately left stranded at third base.
Parker Knoll is put together. Looks more like a football player than a center fielder, but he looks good in the batter's box.
1-2 pitch coming from Moore. Missing high.
Fans trying to stay warm. Looked like they had some hand warmers in their hands getting ready.
My buddy Mike Harge brought me a couple today.
Had to, man.
Very nice of you. Also provided us with a space heater that's below our desk, which we didn't have yesterday. Would have come in real handy Friday night. 3-2 pitch coming. Swing and a miss from Noel. Bryson Moore delivering a 90-mile-per-hour fastball.
The beauty about his fastball, you hear 90 miles an hour and you're thinking, oh, that's not that hard. But what he's been able to do is pitch effectively with his breaking ball. And if you're looking for that breaking ball, that fastball at 90 miles an hour looks like a 98-mile-an-hour fastball. The way he's been able to mix up his speeds has been very impressive.
Jake Elbery flied out to left his first time up. First pitch swinging, a diving Becker. Can't bring it in. Gets away from Teal momentarily, but not enough to allow Elbery to advance any further.
Good swing by Elbery. Hit the ball right back up the middle and just out of the reach of a diving Becker. Wouldn't have been surprised if Becker made that play from some of the plays that we've seen already this week.
Simultaneous peak events action happening this afternoon here in Round Rock and at the Jacksonville College Baseball Classic, where Coastal Carolina put up a 5 spot in the top of the 7th and takes the lead over Ohio State. Here in Round Rock, Easton Richter with a shot into right field. He's heading for second, and Elbery safe at third. Gophers in business. A single for Richter, advances to second. Runners on second and third with 2 out.
That was exactly what I was looking at. I was watching Easton get out of the batter's box and how he was rounding the bag. Hit the ball hard, but there was another bobble in the outfield by Nunley, and he just kept advancing and got to second base. But it was still close.
Leads to a mound visit for Virginia. We'll chat with Bryson Moore before this next pitch. UVA led by Brian O'Connor, his assistants Kevin McMullen, Drew Dickinson, and Matt Kirby. Both O'Connor and McMullen have been in Charlottesville for 22 seasons now. Kirby for 13 and Dickinson in his 6th year with the Cavaliers. That continuity means so much to this program.
Absolutely does. And you know as well as I do, in those particular moments, it's easy for you to lean on somebody when you know exactly and they know exactly what you're thinking.
Spanier steps to the plate with men on second and third, and 2 outs for the Gophers. Spanier flied out to center to close the second for Minnesota.
Good take right there. Laid off a good breaking ball. Like I said, it's been his way to be able to mix up his pitches, and the speed of every pitch has kind of kept Minnesota off balance.
1-1 with 2 out and 2 on. Right back through the middle. That'll score the first run of the ball game. Maybe a second. The throw home, not in time. Gophers up 2-0 over the Cavaliers.
Nice play up the middle. Tried to keep it on the dirt. But a good at bat by Spanier. Been able to get up the middle, Becker with the diving play, and that's what you want to try to do is keep the ball on the infield, but he kept running around from second base and got the score.
Jack Spanier delivering his third and fourth runs batted in on the season. 2-0 Golden Gophers over the second-ranked team in the nation. Hokanson showing bunt. Spanier heading down to second. He's safe.
Great throw by Wells to Becker, but he just got underneath it right there at second base.
A team-leading 4 steals for Spanier. Virginia not calling for a review here. That was close, though. (0-1) coming with 2 out, and the Gophers putting another runner in scoring position for Hokanson. Hitting .333 on the season. Walked his first time to the plate in the third.
Just missed. Left that up. Nice changeup that he left up. A good eye. Right there by Hokanson.
Let's go, baby.
2 balls and a strike. Swung through the change.
Now let's see if he comes either back with the changeup or he's going to throw another heater up, elevated.
Gophers putting up a pair here in the middle innings. Goes back to what Coach McDevitt told us on Friday morning, Harji, that this team may be pressing early, settling in, and then pressing late. Able to produce here in the fourth. Lets that one go past. Moore gets Hokanson looking. They complete put out at first base. The Gophers score the first 2 runs of the day. Jack Spanier with a 2-run single. Minnesota 2, Virginia nothing in Round Rock. It's time for our Cystic Fibrosis Foundation trivia question. Joe Mauer, first overall pick in the 2001 MLB draft, and this may be a little too easy for those of you watching, especially in Minneapolis. There are your potential answers. Pick A, B, C, or D, and we will reveal the correct answer after this half inning. Chris Mikoski, Mike Harge with you on D1Baseball.com. Little rain coming here at 1:25 local time. Hearing from our resident meteorologist here in the booth that may see some heavy stuff coming up in about half an hour. We'll hope that is not the case, and we have uninterrupted ball all day long at the home of the Express. First pitch swinging for Henry Godbout in foul ground. Lozier makes the grab. Lost his hat, found the baseball. Reminds me I need to head down to the Rail Yard Team store sometime today, Harji. Get myself a new Express hat.
Yeah, you mentioned it yesterday, and I know that it's for sure open today. Yesterday, you might have been in a little dilemma because I wasn't sure if it was going to be open with everything that was going on, but I saw that it's open today.
Very good. Chris Arroyo at the plate now for Virginia. We talked about this being the 6th annual Round Rock Classic. The Express hat that I have now was bought on that initial trip here. The classic navy blue with the red RR.
Yeah, they've made some adjustments to those hats.
They've got a lot of different options, though.
Absolutely.
They've got the Express train on one of them. I know they have the Austin Black Senators tribute cap as well.
I have that one. They also have the Round Rock
Chupacabras, right?
Chupacabras. They have one with beef livestock. I have that one.
The alternate identity. They've got
That's right.
several alternate identities.
That's the beautiful thing about minor league baseball.
2-2.
You can be who you want to be on certain nights.
I assume the Austin Black Senators tribute will return this year.
Absolutely.
Our hosts next weekend, the Frisco Rough Riders, just announced earlier this week that their throwbacks to the Dallas Black Giants would return this season.
And I actually bought one of those shirts the last time I was in Frisco because they had those out.
3-2 count to Chris Arroyo. Fouled away. What's the livestock alternate identity here?
I want to say it's brisket. It's the Round Rock briskets.
Wow. I got to take a look at this hat. 3-2 pitch. Swing and a miss on a slider from Kyle Remington. Third strikeout of the afternoon.
What a great breaking ball. Set him up. Foul ball straight away. And then comes back with a backdoor slider that just stayed away from him. Great pitch, great location.
So the Express shop, as Henry Ford steps in, rips the first pitch fair, hitting the chalk, and Ford makes his way to second base. Henry Ford with his first extra base hit of the season. It comes with 2 outs in the bottom of the 4th.
He got a slider that was middle in, and he stayed on the pitch. Got a little bit out in front, but enough to keep the ball fair and got a double down the line, and that is something that Virginia needed, especially with Teal coming up to bat right now, and hopefully they can cut into this lead.
Teal flied out to right to begin the second. Batting .286 on the season. First pitch fouled off the top of one of the luxury suites down the third base side. We'll see those fill in for our late game. Into left center. Berkland coming on, can't bring it in, and Virginia is on the board. Aiden Teal brings home Henry Ford, cutting the deficit to 1 run.
Right on cue, as I said, fastball ran in, but he was strong enough to hit it out to left center field, kept his hands inside and hit that ball well. We thought we were getting ready to see another miraculous play in left field, but it came up a little bit short. And as I said, they cut the runs in half.
And Harrison Didowick looking to extend this 4th inning where all the damage has been done with 2 out, as Henry Ford had a 2-bagger brought home by Aiden Teal. Into center, Parker Knoll drifts to his left and records the 3rd out of the bottom of the 4th inning. Cavaliers get 1 back. It's Minnesota 2, Virginia 1, heading to the 5th in Round Rock. Trivia time, Harji, presented by the Cystic Fibrosis Foundation. Which ball club drafted Joe Mauer first overall in 2001? Now, give us a hard one at some point this week, guys.
I think I got this one.
Yeah.
There it is. The Twins. Joe Mauer, Hall of Famer. Guy that he did a lot for the game. Played quarterback as well. Was going to go to another one just like Chris Winkie. I believe he was going to go to Florida State. Another big-time recruit. Joe Mauer, one of the best to do it behind the plate.
Little bit of rain falling here in Round Rock. Hoping it doesn't get any worse than it is right now.
Well, it's interesting because you start to look around and I see the grounds crew starting to huddle up, which is never a good thing under
Sam Hunt looking for his first hit of the season. Last time up, he was asked to lay down a sacrifice bunt. Couldn't do it. Popped up to his fellow catcher, Trey Wells.
Takes another changeup down to even the count.
1-1. Missing from Moore. Moore threw 4 innings. Has allowed 2 runs. Only one of them was earned. He has struck out 4 and walked 1.
Liking the makeup of what I'm seeing from Moore, just the ability to mix up pitches and move the ball around and keeping you off balance every time you're thinking that you're getting ready for a certain pitch. He throws the exact opposite, almost crossed up his catcher. Guess the signals didn't get there properly. He's cleaning off his wristband.
3-2. Goes foul. We depend on our umps to let us know what happens well down the line as it's out of our view from the booth. That's Rick Allen down the first base side helping us out. Mark Winters is calling balls and strikes. Seth Buckminster down third base line and A.J. Wendell up the middle. Full count. Fouled off.
Wow. The dedication of some of these folks to come out here in their, I guess you would say, hunting clothes, I guess you would say. To watch this game of baseball, to support their team.
3-2. Got him looking. 4th strikeout.
Another good live fastball up in the zone. Set him up, breaking ball, foul one off, and then throws the high fastball right at the letters. Perfect location.
Forgive me for shorting you one, Bryson Moore. That's number 5 for the UVA starting pitcher.
What I do is also just get underneath this.
Hesitated for a moment there, Hard. She's like, oh, no, that's right. One more than that.
I actually have one in the car, but I've seen that he had an extra.
Yeah, he would have got it back from you. He would have made sure you gave it to him a little bit later.
Oh, yeah. Back to the top of the Minnesota order. Josh Fitzgerald. Struck out in the first, flied out to center in the third.
Coming back with the breaking ball here. I'll sit breaking ball. Ran that fastball up and tight.
The next pitch will be Moore's 70th. Able to avoid walking Fitzgerald on 4 pitches.
He would have got me on that. He would have got me.
(3-1). Popped into foul ground. Ford next to the camera well beyond the Minnesota dugout.
Looked at that ball going up in the air. Just looked like it was going to stay in enough room for him to be able to make that play, and that's exactly what it did. Just in front of the camera well, right before he ran out of real estate, right in front of D1 baseball and peak event sign. How about that advertising?
Here's Lozier. Looking to extend the inning for the Golden Gophers.
Oh, babe. Oh, one here. Let's go now.
Sophomore transfer from Michigan State. Used to be that we did not see the interconference transfers, but brave new world. Last year for the Spartans, hit .326.
It is a brave new world when we start to talk about transfer portal, NIL, mass recruiting all over the place, and big-time players being at one spot. Then the next thing you know, they're at another place. It's hard to follow your favorite player.
He will go back to East Lansing on the last weekend of the season. Gophers at Spartans May 15th through the 17th.
Oh, Challenger, let's go, man.
Plenty of time to prepare for that return trip to East Lansing. (3-1). Thought he had the walk, and according to TrackMan, the robot umpire, he should have it, as that one missed away. (3-2). And he does, in fact, get the free pass.
He earned it. He earned it.
And we appreciate the Express providing the technology up in the booth, where we see immediately the speed on each pitch, the exit velocity from every hit, the launch angle, and what we refer to most is the strike zone. And that's something that is used now for official reviews here on the minor league level, and you're going to see it used on an experimental basis on the major league level during spring training.
Yeah, it's funny to me when they say that they're going to do it just for spring training, because of the simple fact it's like, let's go ahead and use it. I mean, you're getting to work. It's been active in the minor league system for so long. It's already adaptable. So why not go ahead and use it? Like you said before to me, Chris, you start to think about how many times are you going to be able to do it. You can't do it every single pitch. You got to be able to differentiate how many times it's going to be able to be used.
Check over to Lozier. Off the top of your head, that you go to a lot more games here.
Mm-hmm.
How many do you recall the limit that AAA teams have for using it?
I know that I saw it at least 3 times in one game while I was here.
So you can do it up to 3 times per game, and it's almost instantaneous. The hitter taps the top of his helmet, and there's no monitor that the umpires have to go back and look at like you associate with official reviews. It just pops up on the video board, and everybody sees where the pitch was located.
And the actual location in this ballpark where you would be able to review it is right in right center field, where it has the Round Rock Classic logo up on the scoreboard. That's exactly where the strike zone would be shown to you immediately.
2-1. I think the Express making the right decision not to display it during the college tournament.
Right.
All it would do was create havoc with fans yelling up, "Look at the scoreboard! You missed that call."
That's why they let us use it.
(0-2) with 2 out and a runner on first for Minnesota. Moore delivering to Birkland. Misses that one well outside. Looking over to Lozier at first and now checking him back. If the conditions allow, should have a lot of butts in seats tonight. A battle of undefeated teams, Oklahoma and Oregon State. Second game of the day.
Both teams won yesterday in their matchups against these teams. Saw excellent pitching performance on the mound for Oklahoma. Saw timely hitting from Oregon State. Should be a treat. 2 teams that believe that they can make it to Omaha. 2 teams that are still learning a lot about their teams. But one thing's for sure, both of those guys, both teams, both coaches are top-notch coaches that will have their teams ready to play.
Again, checking over at Lozier at first base, spending plenty of time with him. One more strike against Birkland would also end the inning. 1-2 the count. High fly and into foul ground, into the stands as rain continues to fall here at Dell Diamond. And it's getting a little bit heavier now. You see fans retreating up into the concourse where they can still watch the game with some protection.
And as I said before, you see on the concourse the grounds crew above the first base side that are milling, getting ready to make their move as well.
1-2 pitch outside, and after spending all that time on Lozier, he's able to steal second. And Birkland have an opportunity to bring him home and extend the Gopher lead. New baseball for Moore, who has struck out 5 and walked 2 in his 4 2/3 innings of work.
Up to 82 pitches thus far.
Two offering with 2 out and a runner on second. Got him swinging. Bryson Moore coming through in the clutch with a runner left in scoring position. The Minnesota lead remains at 2-1 with the Cavaliers coming to bat in the bottom of the 5th inning. It'll be the 7, 8, and 9 hole hitters due up for Virginia. Brown Distributing Company, proud to be part of the Round Rock Classic. Responsible for providing Karbach Brewing Company products here at Dell Diamond. Chris Mykoski alongside Mike Harge and our crew from L2 Productions bringing you broadcast on D1Baseball.com. It is trike racing time. Getting some encouragement from the Cavaliers. I think Team Red has a slight advantage.
It's going a lot slower than what they were expecting. Because we're all
young person in the red coats edges the opponents in the dark blue coat. Champions of our trike race. Cameras all covered up as rain continues to fall, but we continue to play on here in Round Rock. First pitch swinging fair down the third base line. Trey Wells on his horse into second base. His first hit of the season is a two-bagger.
Throw that baseball out and let that man have his first hit of the season. It's kind of a tough play to the backhanded side for Lozier over at third base. Ball kicked up and Wells gets his double down the line.
Wells, the transfer from Wayne State College. That is hit number 1 as a Division I student athlete. Brings up James Nunnally. Nunnally flied out to right in the third.
Looking at the defensive alignment on that bunt, looks like Lozier's going to stay home at third base, or Remington is going to have to be able to get off the mound.
Popped up the bunt. Nunnally retired by Lozier. Second time today we've seen someone be unable to lay down a sacrifice.
And that's another one of those, we're going to be working on something coming up pretty soon, and one of it is going to be getting bunts down, making the defense have to make plays. When you pop it up, obviously pop-ups are pretty much outs at this level, so you want to make sure you get that bunt down to advance that runner.
Jackson Seroy, first pitch hit to Spanier at short. That moves Wells over to third base. Back to the top of the order for Eric Becker. Bottom of the ninth in Jacksonville. Last chance for Ohio State. They trail Coastal Carolina 8-5. You can open up a second window, watch the last bit of that action between the Chants and the Buckeyes as we take a live look in here from Round Rock. Ohio State went up 5-0 in the second inning, but Coastal Carolina, after scoring 1 in the fourth and the fifth, scored 5 of their own in the seventh and 1 more in the eighth to get us to where we are now in that game. An 8-5 lead for Coastal. Bases full of Buckeyes, though, right now. and nobody out.
Ooh, that's where the drama comes in.
Darren Vaught and Jack DeLongchamp on the call of that one. High drama. We would not blame you at all for muting us for a little bit and listening to those guys. And there's your first out for Ohio State. Graveline goes down swinging.
Graveline was the one who hit the home run earlier in the ball game.
3-1 pitch fouled off by Becker. If you want to watch that one, again, it's available right here on D1Baseball.com. But a big chance here for Virginia, so we'll let this other game leave the screen and concentrate on a chance for UVA to tie things up in the bottom of the fifth.
Big cut right there on the 91-mile-an-hour sinker. Was elevated pitch, but fouled it straight back. Another one of those you regret when you miss those.
Full count, 2 out, and a man on third for Virginia. Got him looking on a 91-mile-per-hour pitch right down the pipe.
Another one of those that we're talking about. You get one, you foul it back, and you think you're going to get one thing, and you get a fastball right down the middle. Ones you cannot take.
Kyle Remington gets the job done for the Gophers. Minnesota retains a 2-1 lead. Still one more game to go here on Saturday as Oklahoma and Oregon State will meet at 4:30 Central Time. And then let's take a look at what's happening tomorrow. Early game, it'll be at noon between the Golden Gophers and the Beavers. And at 4 o'clock, the finale of the Round Rock Classic is between the Cavaliers and the Sooners. Matt Lansendorfer, the new pitcher for Virginia, graduate student out of Pittston, Pennsylvania, transfer from D3, new to the D1 level this season, and has already appeared in a couple of games for UVA. In the opener against Michigan, just a third of an inning of work, and then 1 1/3 against Villanova on day 2 of the season.
Another one of those big lefties coming into the ball game again. Got to be able to get into that strike zone. Let's say 6'1", but you know what I mean when I say big lefty, because he's got to be able to come downhill and be able to throw strikes.
Lansendorfer was the first man out of the pen on opening day, relieving Jay Wolfhook. That game against Michigan ended up lasting 11 innings, with the Wolverines coming out on top 5-4. Close the book on Bryson Moore and give you his final numbers. Moore went 5 full. Allowed 4 hits, 2 runs, only 1 of those was earned. Struck out 6 and walked 2 while throwing 83 pitches. Parker Knoll pulls back on the bunt. He singled in the first, struck out in the 4th.
Count. Good fastball, taking all the way. Parker Knoll, a good-looking athlete, looking for something he can hammer down and in. Ooh, that was it. That's the one I would have been jumping all over.
Full count to Knoll. First hitter that Lansendorfer sees.
Oof. Big cut.
Again, the full counts. Godbout veers to his right. Throw a little bit wide of the bag. It pulled Ford's foot off, but able to get it back to record the out.
You know, a little scary play right there. Almost pulled his foot off the bag. I believe they're going to challenge it to see if he was off the bag. Oof, looked like he might have gotten that on that front edge. It's a little dusty enough that it may not have pulled him off.
Coach McDevitt coming out to discuss it and ultimately will not challenge this play.
Yeah, that was interesting. Godbout came up, clean play, just kind of made that ball tail a little bit and almost pulled him off the bat. No harm, no foul, though.
Into foul territory, Seroy into the netting as the ball clears it 3 rows deep.
Actually, that's Hansen that has come into the ball game for Seroy. That ball hit off of his head on the bounce back off of the bleachers. Boom. Ooh, got him. Good thing he's got that long hair to protect him a little bit.
I need to find out what his walk-up music is. Long blonde hair, name is Hansen. Is it possible Mbop is what he walks up to?
Can't be. It would be too much of a layup on that one, right?
I can find out. I have the keys to all the good information, RG.
Nice. Please tell me it's not, though.
Got him swinging. Jake Elberry is retired by a Lansendorfer.
Big sweeping slider, more like a curveball. Just kept running away from the lefty. I don't even believe it was in the zone from the start. Big swing and a miss right there.
Here's Richter. Luke Hansen's walk-up song is Run Up.
Okay. Not by Hansen, though.
I'm not familiar with this, but that doesn't mean anything. Major Lazer.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Not aware.
Not aware, but Not handsome. But that would have been cool if you would have put that on there and said, yeah, it is. Bop.
You know, I told you I have the keys to all the information. I can also make changes. I have that kind of power.
Oh, wow.
I want him to walk up to Mbop with the next AB.
You'll have that ready to go?
It's one text away, my friend.
Oof.
I know the right people.
Definitely know the right people.
I wouldn't do that to him, though. Don't want to do that to the young man. And probably make him laugh on his way up to the plate.
He's supposed to be locked in.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Coach O'Connor would not be happy, but he likes that a lot. Lansdorfer with a couple of strikeouts to end the top of the sixth. 1-2-3 in his first inning of work. Golden Gophers up 2-1 as we hit the bottom of the sixth. Round Rock Classic is brought to you by Karbach Brewing Company. Crafted for fun. Please drink responsibly. Pick myself up a 6-pack of Ziegenbach on my way out of the park last night.
The missus would be very jealous of you for having that. It's my wife's favorite beer.
I think ranch water may be my wife's favorite offering from Karbach.
That's what I normally drink when I'm out. If I decide that I'm going to drink a ranch water seltzer, that would be my choice.
UVA sending up Godbout, Arroyo, and Ford.
Remington still has good life on that fastball and being able to mix up his pitches. Believes in it.
Remington thus far through 5 innings has allowed just 1 run on 4 hits. He struck out 4 and has not issued a walk. Kept the pitch count pretty low too. 58 pitches. Godbout retired on the liner to Spaniard.
Yeah, he's got a good mix-up and good rhythm on the mound. Locating well, being able to attack the strike zone, making people put the ball in play. That, to me, is the key to success for having a successful outing, because your guys are engaged with your time on the mound.
Chris Arroyo, may see him on the mound at some point. He was primarily a pitcher to begin his collegiate career at Florida, but now a great two-way player for the Cavaliers. A lot expected out of him. Made the transition from Gainesville to the JUCO level with Pasco Hernando State for a season. Earned first-team All-American honors and found a home in Charlottesville. Missing high and inside.
Mascot is the pirate, right? Like, that the one with the what did you call them? Hornswogglers or whatever they were.
2-2. It was a word I wasn't familiar with.
Right. It ended up being that of the pirate, I believe.
Now, I don't think that was it. Pasco Hernando State was the Bobcats, so we're thinking of something else. It was Iowa Western.
Yes, that's what it was.
A Pasco Hernando State product, though. Arroyo struck out here by Remington. He continues his great outing on this Saturday afternoon.
Number 9,
Tell you, the ability to be able to locate your fastball and then back it up with a breaking ball. He's done such a great job today. Both pitchers.
First pitch swinging into left field. A 2-out base knock by Henry Ford.
Ford gets a fastball up out of the zone. Tacks it. Gets a base knock to left field. Hard turn around the bag, too. And he kind of bobbled, puts pressure on him.
Aiden Teal delivered an RBI single his last time up. First pitch to him misses down. Virginia falling to Oregon State last night, 7-2. First matchup between two top 10 teams this season. Coach O'Connor said it was a great opportunity, and OSU took advantage of it. Beavers looked like the more experienced team in his eyes and the more aggressive team. So he was disappointed, but knows there will be a lot of other opportunities against top 10 opponents this year.
It's a situation right here where you make them throw you two for sure.
3-0 pitch coming to Teal in the zone. Kyle Remington looking to close out his 6th inning of work. The Saturday starter for the Gophers watches that one sail into right field and gone onto the grassy knoll. Aiden Teal delivering his first home run of the season. It's 3-2 Virginia.
He smoked that ball to right field, got himself a great fastball, got it into a hitter's count. And all you want to do is make sure you meet him at the plate, and that's exactly what he did. Nice and short, boom. Line drive over the right field fence.
What a shot from Aiden Teal. 360 feet deep beyond the wall in right. Our first home run of the weekend was one that just barely cleared the wall in left yesterday. Harji, from Josh Fitzgerald. That one was a no-doubter.
And loud, too. He jumped all over a 3-1 fastball and did not miss it.
Here's Harrison Didewick. And considering Virginia's inability to manufacture runs yesterday against Oregon State, I think that added to that celebration as Teal came around the base paths.
Yeah, he was excited about it. Came across, let you know that he had Virginia on his chest as he rounded the bag. Wow. Nice short, compact swing, too. Got that barrel there and made it exit quickly.
Didewick, somebody who can deliver the long ball as well. 23 home runs a year ago. Tied for the best year in Virginia history in that category.
Virginia's had some ball players come through there as well. Big time numbers.
3-2 popped up. Spanier and Lozier. Lozier falling down but makes the catch to end the inning.
Wow, Lozier's had some problems on the fly balls today.
Hayden Teal delivers a 2-out home run for 2 runs for the Cavaliers. One more look at this sweet swing. And Virginia takes the lead. It's 3-2 Cavaliers. Game 3 of the Round Rock College Baseball Classic.
Ran up by the Lux and that's up the highest metric. The city just made it sweet, you could die better. They mouths were full of deceit. Let these cowards tell it. Walk in New Orleans with the etiquette, the LA yelling. Oh, man. Second bad, but somebody gotta do it. Got my foot up on the gas, but somebody gotta do it.
Round Rock Classic is presented by Peak Events. Use the hashtag you see on your screen every time you post about the tournament. Best outside of Omaha. That's the mantra for all of the Peak Events Classics. And the folks in Jacksonville have been treated to a classic in itself today as the bunt is ruled foul.
What?
Spanier thought he had it safely at first base. Did it make contact with Wells' helmet as he threw it off? Take a look at.
Yeah, because that looked like a beautiful, beautiful bunt. Looks like it was perfect.
I thought it was good.
But I'm curious to what the call was for him to stop the play.
Yeah.
Right away.
Ty McDevitt trying to find that out. Here we go.
I see nothing.
I don't either. I don't either. No.
There's nothing there for it to be called back. Wow. No review and nothing?
Jack Spanier should be standing on first base right now.
Absolutely. Great bunt. Great execution. I don't know what was said or what was seen at that particular moment.
And now swinging away and facing an 0-2 count.
Oh, beautiful bunt too, by the way. Don't want to take credit. Don't want to take that away from him. That was an outstanding bunt.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Perfectly placed.
Well, it's a one-run ball game. To get the leadoff man aboard. Obviously the first piece for Minnesota in getting back into the game, but no, Spaniard instead heading to the dugout, striking out, swinging, the third victim of Lansdorf.
Wow. Hope we get an explanation for that and what that call was. because it changes the whole at bat, the whole dynamic of the inning. As you said, it's top of the 7th. You get your leadoff guy on. I don't know what he might have saw. Didn't even see the home plate. Nobody else called. First base, third base, nothing. Interesting.
In big games, you often see a pool reporter assigned from the media corps to speak to whether it be a referee, an umpire, an official in any sport. And kind of think we need to draft a pool reporter to go have a visit with Mark Winters, especially if Minnesota ends up losing this game by 1 run. I'd like to know.
And we do understand that there's a lot that goes into manufacturing the run. We do get that. But you got to give yourself a chance to do that.
Well, at the very least, we will get a chance to visit with Ty McDevitt after this game is over. And no doubt that will be one of the questions asked by the assembled press. 2-2, missing away. Kendall Rogers from D1Baseball.com among those who will be asking questions in the postgame press conference of both these head coaches and select student athletes. So Kendall very well may offer that query. 3-2, fouled off beyond the Gopher dugout. Well, we were told that the rain would get significantly worse starting at about 2 o'clock. It stayed pretty steady, just a steady drizzle for the last hour and a half or so. 3-2 pitch, again fouled away.
As you talked about, you can see on the concrete, the gloss that is still there. Fans are sitting underneath the concourse area where they can still see. There is some seating there. So they're still getting a chance to enjoy some baseball.
Yeah, plenty of space to watch with covering. Again, the 3-2. This time catches the outside corner. Lanzendorfer with 4 consecutive strikeouts.
Pinch hitter.
Sam Hunt sits down.
Weber kneels.
First pitch to Niels, who's batting 118 on the season. He has come through with a home run and 4 runs batted in for the Gophers. Coach McDevitt putting the bat in his hands with 2 out, nobody on, top of the 7th, and the Gophers trailing by 1. (0-2) pitch into the seats.
They're not paying attention.
Beyond the seats, bouncing over towards the United Heritage Center down the right field line.
Which is getting a lot of baseball love this weekend already.
That's the hot spot. If you want a foul ball when you come to games here, camp out in front of the UHC. Diving Becker can't come up with it. 2-out single for the pinch hitter.
Good swing by Niels, getting the pitch down.
Allows Minnesota to turn the lineup over for Josh Fitzgerald, who has provided the biggest firework for Minnesota on offense this weekend. Leading off in the bottom of the first yesterday with a home run off of Kyson Witherspoon. The only run that Witherspoon allowed in his 7 innings of work yesterday. 2 hours away now from scheduled first pitch between the Sooners and the Oregon State Beavers. Both of those teams undefeated. Oregon State 5-0, Oklahoma 4-0.
Oof.
Fouled back on the fists to Fitzgerald.
The ball almost got Fitzgerald. That's how tight that one was on the inside. Yeah.
Extra innings required in Jacksonville, and Coastal Carolina has RBI singles from Bodine and Thorndike to put the shots up. And looking for more here at the plate. Couldn't get it. Cut down at home. Barthol. So 2 out now, with the shots leading 10-8 over the Buckeyes. Ohio State got 3 runs in the bottom of the 9th to send this one into extras. Call is confirmed with the out at the plate. D1Baseball.com, the exclusive streaming home of the Round Rock and Jacksonville College Baseball Classic here in Round Rock. Josh Fitzgerald unable to come up with a big hit to help tie or put the Gophers ahead. So we are at stretch time at the home of the Express, and Virginia remains in front 3-2.
Taco face. What triggers this unique expression? Cooking your meal as soon as you ordered with the freshest ingredients. Are you ready to discover your taco face? Taco Palenque, food in real time, no matter what.
D1Baseball.com, the exclusive home of the Round Rock Classic and the Jacks College Baseball Classic. Also the place to find great coverage of college baseball from coast to coast. It's the resource that no college baseball fan can be without. You're a subscriber now. If you're new to D1Baseball.com for these events, we hope that you'll stick with us throughout the entire baseball season. Great coverage from all of our writers and columnists, and also the live scoreboard that'll keep you up to date with happenings around the country every game day from now through the final pitch in Omaha.
And beyond, because they give you great fall reports. They let you know exactly what's going on.
Very true.
With everything.
I was just referring to the scoreboard that last
absolutely
through the last pitch. But yes, once that final out is made at the CWS, plenty more to come after that.
My favorite part about it all is the way too early preseason predictions for next year. Like, wow, they just finished and boom, they already got the favorites for next year.
That gets a lot harder to do now,
right,
active as the portal is.
Absolutely.
You can take your guesses, but in all reality, none of us know what these rosters are going to look like from year to year anymore.
At all.
These two teams do a better job than most of keeping players home.
Right.
These coaches do not inspire people to leave. Why would you? Coach McDevitt, Coach O'Connor, beloved by their student athletes. And McDevitt, somebody who was a Gopher as a player, was on staff for a long time, and he was the choice to replace a legend as John Anderson saw his 43-year run as head coach come to a close, and he turns Coach McDevitt to fill that top spot.
Oh,
big shot to left. Trey Wells going long. His first action of the season includes a double and a home run. Welcome to Virginia Cavalier baseball, Mr. Wells.
He got himself a curveball. We've talked about the rhythm on the mound. Well, he had the rhythm at the plate, and as soon as he hit that, I knew we was going to get into a trot real quick. Wow. Bang, bang, he hit that thing.
Trey Wells hit 6 home runs last year at Wayne State College, and now his first as a Virginia Cavalier. A solo shot to start the bottom of the 7th, extending the Who lead to 4-2.
Wow. We've seen some explosive swings by these guys with the baseball flying over the right field fence and the left field fence, both by Virginia.
That's 3 home runs on the Classic. Josh Fitzgerald had one yesterday against Oklahoma. And now 2 for Virginia in this game from Teal and Wells. Two. Plenty of foul territory for Hunt to track it down. Take that back. That's Weber Niels now at catcher, as Hunt was lifted in favor of Niels as a pinch hitter in the top of the 7th. And there's the Hanson walk-up song. Not bop. I decided not to make that call downstairs.
I'm glad you did. I'm glad you did. I'm sure he's glad you did. He appreciates you.
Surely somebody must have suggested that to him at some point. In high school, the walk-up songs for freshmen were generally selected by the seniors.
Absolutely.
When I was coming up. So if that's still tradition, very well might have had Mbop back in his prep days. Pitching change for Minnesota. We'll tell you about him in just a moment. You're watching the Round Rock Classic on D1Baseball.com.
Taco face. What triggers this unique expression? Cooking your meal as soon as you order with the freshest ingredients. Are you ready to discover your taco face? Taco Palenque, food in real time, no matter what.
Eli Sundquist, the new pitcher for Minnesota, making his 3rd appearance on the year. Came in on both Saturday and Sunday last weekend at Houston and didn't give up a hit in that 1 inning of work on Saturday or 1 inning on Sunday. Did walk 3 batters over the course of the weekend, striking out 5 Cougars along the way. Gophers lost both of those games. Won the opener in convincing fashion, then losing the final 2 and losing their 3rd straight yesterday against Oklahoma, a game that wound up with a 3-2 final score. So a very similar feeling to this one, which Virginia leads 4-2.
Yes, now they're playing it.
Somebody's listening to us. That's good. We at least have the viewers downstairs. Somebody is listening to us. We appreciate that. Now, hopefully it didn't distract young Mr. Hansen.
He didn't look up, so we're okay.
1-0 pitch coming. I promise I didn't make the call, Luke. But we do have viewers everywhere, including the in-game presentation room here at Dell Diamond. They played his actual walk-up song when he first came up to the plate before the pitching change. And then our suggestion after the pitching change. Lifted foul. Sundquist, a new addition to the Minnesota roster, making his 3rd collegiate stop. Began at South Dakota State, then on to Utah Valley before moving to Minnesota. Hot shot foul. The netting here at Dell Diamond goes all the way down, well past first base, protecting fans from line drives.
And protecting fans from getting souvenirs. Got it down.
One-two pitch coming with 1 out. Coastal Carolina and Ohio State, 1 out from completion in 11 innings, with the Chanticleers leading the Buckeyes 10-8. Exclusive coverage of the Jacksonville College Baseball Classic, also available here on D1Baseball.com. Darren Vaught and Jack DeLongchamp on the call.
Sundquist with a big-time curveball over the top, 12-6 curveball.
3-2 pitch fouled away. You can watch the conclusion of that game in Jacksonville, as well as their next game between Alabama and NC State. And here from Round Rock, following Minnesota and Virginia, we'll have Oklahoma versus Oregon State. All of that only here on D1Baseball.com. 3-2 pitch, grounded to Richter, up and over to second for the second out of the bottom of the 7th.
That's not what they thought.
And that will do it in Jacksonville. Chanticleers earn a 10-8 win over the Buckeyes.
Coastal Carolina, one of those sneaky good baseball teams every single year that find a way to make it tough on everybody.
Top of the order for UVA and Eric Becker. Henry Godbout waiting on deck, hoping to get an opportunity. Cavaliers lead 4-2 after a solo home run from Trey Wells to begin this frame. Sundquist coming on to replace Remington, who Went 6 1/3 innings in his start. 4 runs and 7 hits. Struck out 5 and did not walk a single Cavalier. 2-2 the count now.
Cheese. 77-mile-an-hour curveball to a 91-mile-an-hour fastball. Looks a lot different velo-wise.
2-2 pitch. Fouled back. Remington, the second starter of the weekend to not walk a batter. Witherspoon did it yesterday for Oklahoma. That is something Harji and I are big fans of.
Big time.
2-2. At the first baseman, Elberry, he boots it. And Becker is aboard. That is the first error of the Classic. Take that back. Second. Got overly excited. We had a fully clean day yesterday, Harji. Both games, no errors committed. Before that day, in the 5 years of Round Rock Classic games, we had only 2 games total.
Correct.
That were error-free. And then yesterday, 2 more.
And an error-free day yesterday.
2 games, no errors. After 5 years of only 2 games with no errors. This tournament is always on week 2 of the season, so that's one of the reasons that defenses aren't quite locked down yet.
Right. A lot of times you have some younger players that aren't used to playing in these types of conditions. They're, as you said, getting their way into the college level. And then you have those experienced teams like these two right here that, you know, you start looking around and start watching college baseball. Guys are older, more mature, sticking around a lot longer now to play the college game. So you get a chance to see cleaner baseball too.
Henry Godbout entering the day with a .357 batting average. Fouled back. 1 for 3 in this one. Reached on an infield single in the first. Fouled out to the third base side in the fourth, then lined out to the shortstop in the sixth. The 1-2 coming. In the dirt. Gets well away from Niels. Becker may take 2 bases. No, he'll be gunned down.
That is a stolen base.
Becker steals second and then thrown out by Niels as he attempted to get to third.
We've seen some strange things happen. And it looked like when he rounded second, he thought he was going to have a chance, but he got the ball there quickly and got him out at third base.
Virginia gets a leadoff home run from Trey Wells. Their lead now 4-2 over Minnesota as we head to the 8th.
Ran up by the Lux Unessa up the highest metric. The city just made it sweet, you could diabetic. They mouths were full of deceit. Let these cowards tell it. Walk in New Orleans with the etiquette, the LA yelling. Second bad, but somebody gotta do it. Got my foot up on the gas, but somebody gotta do it.
1051baseball.com, the exclusive home of the Round Rock Classic. Also the go-to place for college baseball fans, covering every game from coast to coast. It's the resource that no fan of college baseball can be without. Kendall Rogers is hanging out here in Round Rock this weekend. We'll have to get him into the booth at some point today. Kyle Peterson was with us yesterday, and he hopped on a flight this morning, now enjoying the games in Jacksonville, where he watched Coastal Carolina beat Ohio State in 11 innings by a score of 10-8. So one game complete. This one in the late innings, and then a late game in both events coming up. Ryan Osinski steps in for Virginia, the new pitcher, making his second appearance of the season. They'll face Lozier, Birkland, and Knoll. Osinski last pitched on opening day against Michigan, where he suffered the loss as that one went 11 innings. He threw the final 3 1/3 of that ball game.
Got a good sink on his fastball, the movement that he has, and then he comes right back there with a slider at 82. Tell you what, both of these teams have some guys that can actually really throw the baseball for strikes.
2-2 the count now against Lozier, who's 0 for 2, with flyouts to left in the first, center in the third, and a walk in the fifth. Into the stands beyond the Virginia dugout. Second season in Virginia for Osinski after starting his collegiate career at Bucknell. Missing low and in the dirt, as Lozier now faces a full count with nobody out to lead off the 8th. Encouragement coming from both sides. Both dugouts and the fans who have braved these chilly, wet conditions. They watch Lozier take a leadoff walk. His Gophers trailing by 2, and now will send the heart of the order up over these next few hitters. Birkland, Knoll, and Elbery due to the plate.
That's the only third walk of the ball game between these two teams.
Birkland has struck out a couple of times today. Also has a ground out in his Saturday of work, 0 for 3. Check to first. Lozier able to get his right hand in. Both of Birkland's strikeouts ended innings. In the first, it was a 1-2-3 affair. And then Birkland left Lozier stranded in the 5th after he walked in front of him. One. The slider
Big cut. Big cut. Guys have to be able to sit back and try to drive the ball the other way just to stay on it a little bit more, see it a little bit longer. But the deception and the depth on a lot of these breaking balls is tough. Man.
Waiting on the 1-2. Comes to the play with it. Missing away.
Not a bad spot. Not a bad spot at all.
Couldn't get Birkeland to chase. Two the count. Runner is off. Throw down. Cut him down. Trey Wells, after a homer, shows off his arm from behind the plates.
One thing that we have seen this entire weekend is good catch and throw guys behind the plate. What a great pick right here by, the second baseman, Karbach. What a great pick to be able to place that tag on a short hop throw.
Walk issued back-to-back. Lozier, now Birkeland, but Lozier cut down. Caught stealing by Trey Wells.
Makes me wonder if he had the green light to steal that bag on his own, especially in that situation where you're getting close to getting into a favorable count.
Well, that and considering who's due up here.
Yep.
Do you really want to take that risk when Birkeland, Knoll, Elbery are all going to have bat in hand shortly? Trailing by 2. Golden Gophers with Knoll at the plate. He singled in the second, struck out in the fourth, grounded out to second in the 6th inning, nearly had a second man picked off on the base paths. But Birkeland just barely back.
Yes, if he makes a better throw there, gets that ball down, he is definitely out in that situation. It was still almost out.
That sliding glove on his left hand gives you an extra few inches.
Right.
Returning. May have needed it there. 1-1.
He believes in his slider for sure. And location is important. Just on that edge of the black. Leaned on that one again. Went back to it. Tried to change the location.
Two with 1 out, man on first, rung him up. Knoll sits down.
A pitch that looked like it was out of the strike zone and down, rang him up. The dugout is not happy for Minnesota. I watched their reaction right away. Some of them are still in disbelief.
Now here's Elbery. Birkeland parked at first. Back in the 4th inning, Elbery singled and came around to score the first run of the game.
Oof. Good take. Got a little jumpy on that front side right there, anticipating the fastball up. Got a little too excited. He hit himself on the helmet right there, knowing that he jumped out there a little too quick. Needs to be a little bit more patient to make sure that he gets a pitch he can hammer in this role. Key is here to look for one pitch, one spot, and hopefully it's elevated enough where you could take a good pass at it and try to tie this ball game up.
2-0 pitch. Got a little piece of it on a 93-mile-per-hour fastball from Osinski. It was well up in the zone.
Right in that spot where you would think if he gets that, he'd give himself a chance to get it up out of here.
On the roof of the suites down the left field line. We'll see those fill up tonight with Sooner fans and the Beaver faithful. 2 undefeated teams set to play at 4:30 Central Time. Elbery into left.
Oh.
It will fade foul.
Those little guys weren't even paying attention. Come on, fellas. Ball was close to them, too. Worried about those kids. It's great to be moving around and getting a chance to be in the ballpark. Not a lot of folks get a lot of chances for foul balls.
Check over to first. And they're actually down. Well, they might not be paying full attention. They are watching the game for the most part, it seems. They're not out on the playground. That's where my son would be. Out at the backyard next to the home run dugout beyond the fence in right center. Rock climbing wall in between those two features. 2-2 pitch into right. Berkland was on the move. He'll go to third. Runners on the corners for the Gophers. And Easton Richter will step to the plate representing the go-ahead run.
Got a pitch elevated, just like we were talking about. Got a slider, stayed on it. Got a good pitch, good swing. Now we have a courtesy runner, pinch runner.
Hello, pitch running at first.
Braden Hellam will run at first for Elbery. Easton Richter at the dish. Berkland at third. Hellam at first. 2 out. The Gophers trailing by 2 runs. Osinski saddled for the loss last Friday against Michigan, trying to help his Cavaliers earn a win here in Round Rock. Induces a fly out to left, and the Gophers leave 2 stranded in the top of the 8th inning. We are midway through the 8th. The Cavaliers maintain that 4-2 advantage.
Ran up out of luck soon as I up the highest metric. The city just made it sweet, you could diabetic. They mouths were full of deceit, let these cowards tell it. Walk in New Orleans with the etiquette of LA yelling. Second bad, but somebody gotta do it. Got my foot up on the gas, but somebody gotta do it.
Coming up at 4:30 today, it'll be Oregon State and Oklahoma, and then 2 more tomorrow as Minnesota takes on Oregon State at noon Central Time, and Virginia gets Oklahoma in the last game of the Classic, 4 o'clock Central for the Cavaliers and the Sooners. Several changes for Minnesota on defense. We'll get those straight for you. It's hard for me to talk and listen at the same time, Archie. So if you caught that very little, please pass it along to the good people.
I got it. Richter has moved over to first base. Larson is now playing second base. Lozier is now at third base.
Okay, all set. So Lozier, Spanier, Larson, and Richter around the infield. It remains Berkland, Knoll, and Fitzgerald left to right in the outfield. Niels replaced Hunt earlier. On the Virginia side, Seroy was replaced by Hansen at third, but not part of our current conversation. 2, 3, and 4 hitters due up for Virginia as they hope to pad the lead here in the bottom of the 8th. It's Henry Godboat, Chris Arroyo, Henry Ford. Godbout lifts one to left center. Berkland backtracking, can't bring it in. Off his glove, now Knoll tracks it down. A double for Henry Godbout.
It was a great jump out there in left field as Berkland was on the ball, and it looked like he was going to get there and just came up a little short off of his glove and then rolled over to Knoll in center field, but too late. Godbout into second with a double as he continues to try to stay locked in.
Now Arroyo looking to add to the attack for Virginia. Godbout standing at second base. D1 Baseball named him a preseason first-team All-American. And out to a very good start this year. A couple of hits today. Popped up in foul ground by Arroyo. Lozier able to bring it in. Leads to Henry Ford.
That's one thing that he has been challenged with all day, and that's Lozier on these pop-ups. They found him in every situation, and he's made those plays.
Ford is 2 for 3. Grounded out to shortstop in the first to end that frame. Then doubled in the 4th. Came around to score. Singled in the 6th and also scored. One offering. Big hack. That one came in at 90 miles per hour above the zone. Ford coming off a freshman All-American season. Ooh. Can't catch up with that one. Sundquist reared back and brought that one at 91.
Another big hack right there that you were thinking that you were going to run into, but as you said, another good fastball by Sundquist for strikeout and out number 2.
Leads to Aiden Teal. Last time he stepped up, a 2-run jack onto the berm above the right field wall. Gets away from Niels. Back to the fence. Pass ball gives Godbout third base.
Yeah, looked like that ball could have been blocked right there. Dropped to the knees, looked like it was straight over the top at that position. Somehow got underneath him. And Niels looking at it like, wow, how did I get past me?
Swung at high heat. That one coming in at 92 from Sundquist. Henry Godbout aboard with a leadoff double, stranded at third. Minnesota will come to bat in the top of the 9th inning, trailing by 2. Round Rock Classic is proud to support the Cystic Fibrosis Foundation from day one of the Round Rock Classic. The CFF has been the primary beneficiary. Go to cff.org to learn more. Also, you can go to roundrockclassic.net, and you have a couple of opportunities to support the Cystic Fibrosis Foundation. You'll see a link in the top right-hand corner to donate. Also, below that and to the left, there is a link for a silent auction that is going on throughout the course of the weekend here. Trips to exotic locations, plus autographed baseballs from all 4 of these teams.
Exotic locations are the place to be, for sure.
Certainly making us envious looking at those pictures from Antigua and Barbados while we're sitting at a chilly ballpark in Central Texas. Not that we're complaining. We love our job. We love the game. No place we'd rather be. Now, I wouldn't mind being on a beach in a couple of weeks after these peak events tournaments are over.
No doubt.
Spanier retired and the Gophers down to their final 2 outs, trailing by 2 in the top of the 9th. Chris Hokinson will step in as Osinski looks to close out the Gophers. Hokanson struck out looking in his previous 2 opportunities. Highly doubt he'll leave the bat on his shoulder this time. If he's going to go down, he's going to go down swinging.
You must be reading my mind, because that's exactly what my thought process would have been. Trying to jump all over that first pitch I see, too.
(1-1) to Hokanson. Will wait. As for the second time today, we see a pitcher lose his footing coming off the rubber. Watch that right foot just
grabbed.
Yeah. (2-1) the count. Able to put that one on the outside corner. (2-2). Chris Hokanson to go for DH. Now back.
Foul straight back. Good swing.
Again, the 2-2 delivery with 1 out. Popped up. Osinski calling for it himself. Makes the catch in front of the mound.
Who says pitchers aren't athletes? Get out of my way. I'm going to make this play.
We could hear him loud and clear from up here in the broadcast booth. Ball!
That's right. Stay away. This is mine. Don't try to come in here. I can make the play. That's what I've always kind of been confused on, why they always say get the pitcher out of the way. I'm like, these dudes are athletes too, man. They weren't always just pitchers in their life.
No, for me, it was definitely the instruction. Head down, get away.
And if you ask most pitchers, they're the best athletes on the field.
I would never claim that. Shift is on for Niels. 3 Cavaliers to the left of second base. See Godbout creeped over. Becker shifts a bit at short, really close to where he would normally be. And Hansen down the line, just out of frame to the left. Niels replaced Hunt after Niels started last night against Oklahoma, coming off the bench today. 2-1 pitch. Missing away. 3-1 as the Gophers look to turn the order over. Josh Fitzgerald waiting on deck. Niels hitting out of the 9-hole. 3-1 pitch misses high, and the Gophers stay alive with Josh Fitzgerald having a bat in his hand.
It's a guy you want to have up at the plate. Nice patience right there by Weber, Niels. And for him to be able to get on base, that brings up the tying run in a clutch situation with Fitzgerald, who already has a home run on the weekend, coming to the plate.
And Osinski may not be allowed to finish this one now after putting Niels aboard. Blake Barker is up and throwing. The lefty. No call yet, though. Osinski very well may get the opportunity here for a matchup with Fitzgerald and his big bat. Today, though, has not been Josh's day. 0 for 4, including a couple of strikeouts. And Osinski will remain on the field.
Barker was in the game yesterday, coming out of the bullpen as well for Virginia.
And after the Virginia conference on the mound ends and the Gophers see there won't be a pitching change, they choose to huddle up halfway between the plate and the Gopher dugout on the first base side.
All I know is this: you're not fixing to run yourself into an out. So I don't know what they're going to talk about, but it shouldn't be. It should be, hey, do not get too far off the bag. Give us a chance to try to drive this run in.
I don't think you have to worry about Niels doing anything silly. If there was another catcher available, you very well may see a pinch runner here, but Hunt started the game, was replaced by Niels. That's the top two backstops for the Gophers.
And you see that lead over at first is not enticing for throw overs.
0-2 count to Fitzgerald with 2 outs. Lifted foul behind the backstop. Fitzgerald stays alive. Osinski needs just one more big pitch to end this game. Oh-2 again to Fitzgerald. Missing away. A leadoff home run from Fitzgerald yesterday against Oklahoma. Now facing a 1-2 count. To the right side of the infield, Godbout flips it to Becker. Virginia beats Minnesota 4-2. Cavaliers earn their first win of the weekend here in Round Rock.
Oshinsky with the save, his first of the season. Remington takes the loss. He is 0-2.
Great performance all the way around by the Virginia Cavaliers. Timely hitting, big home runs, situations getting handled, and here Virginia gets their win, their first win of the weekend.
And a similar story for Minnesota, Harji. Just can't win these tight games, pick up those late runs.
Yeah, these are the types of games that you continue to look at it for Minnesota, and you're like, we can get one of these. If we can get one of these types of momentum builders can happen. Now they got to get back to the drawing board, and hopefully they can get that win tomorrow.
Cavaliers lost to Oregon State last night, pick up the win over Minnesota today. It'll be Virginia and Oklahoma tomorrow. Minnesota dropping its game to OU last night and now again to Virginia. They'll try to salvage the weekend with a game against Oregon State on Sunday. One more game to go today, coming up at 4:30 Central Time. Two undefeated teams, the Oklahoma Sooners and the Oregon State Beavers, available exclusively on D1Baseball.com. Mike Harge and I will join you for that one in about 1 hour and 13 minutes. Stick around.